Hello, everybody. Grady Polson here, the America Agency. Beyond excited to be on with you today. Drop a 1 in the comments below if you're excited to be here. Drop a 2 if you're really excited, and a 3 if you're on fire like me. Also, I'd love if you could just drop in the comments where you're coming from. Love to say hi to some of you guys, see where we're reaching, and at the same time, get to know how big this business has gotten for many of us. So, fun part about this business is sharing it with people whom we're excited to spend time with, sharing people who we want to get better with, and helping this business grow, as well as at the same time protecting families. So many of us, South Carolina. I got South Carolina. We got one bunch of 3s, which is great, and a South Carolina. So today's a fun call for me. Why? Because I saw something a few months ago, actually saw it a year ago, and I was foolish and did not embrace it then. And then I saw something a few months ago, and I've been watching it carefully and seeing the results that it's been helping agents get. And to me, it is something that I'm at a point now where I can no longer not support it. And that's one thing where, us as business owners is we all get to make our own decisions on how we want to run our business. But my job is to vet, to look through, to sort through the operating agreements and have you, and find out, is this something that can benefit the masses? And I believe today's call is going to be something where you're going to look back from today's call and go, wow, once that started for my business, everything has changed for me. My income's gone up, my persistency's gone up, my chargebacks have gone down. I'm selling more insurance, I'm getting thinner, my wife looks at me differently. All these great things are about to happen for you in the future because of today's call. And I've got my red Hall of Fame jacket on as the marker for what is possible for you if you embrace today. So let me say hi to a few more people. And we're going to jump into some updates, and then we're going to get into the good stuff. So we're live right now on Instagram at The Best Business Ever. Drop a BBE if you're on Instagram, say hi to us. If you're in YouTube, drop a YT below. It'll pop in here, and we'll see you on YouTube. China will flash them in so we can see who's saying hi. China, you want to flash a few of our people in where we'll say, Sean in Omaha, Nebraska, and say FB if you're watching on Facebook, or say A if you're on the America Agency website. And Riyadh, let's go swimming. That's right, swimming in that jacket. That's right, bro. It's been a mission from God. But hello, Angela. So main thing is that today going to be a great call. We're going to get through some updates and then jump into it. But I wanted to show my red jacket love before next week, as next week's our annual convention. So this is our last call. There will not be a call next week, as thousands of us will be with each other in Dallas at our annual convention. I couldn't be more excited about that. It is truly one of the most personal growth weeks of my entire of every year that I have. I get to connect with other like minds. I get to ask questions of those massively succeeding in this business. And at the same standpoint, I get to grow personally and share and connect with so many agents across our incredible company. So I'm beyond excited about next week. And we're going to do a couple quick updates. But let me say hi to everybody that played along. We've got Alvom Steeg in North Idaho, Drake in NorCal, Jim's in Phoenix. Hello. Sean Simpson, Omaha, Sheila Day, Tennessee, Brett in SoCal, Glendale, Arizona, Francesca in Tallahassee, Florida, Richard in Nashville, and a different Richard in Nebraska. So we got Richards and Drakes and all kinds of people on this call today. So, but let's get into a couple quick updates. Our annual convention coming up next, starting in 7 days from today. No, I apologize. Starting in 6 days from today. And just wanted to give a quick flash to anyone that's on the cusp, that's on the fence, that's on the tipping point, that's got the credit card out, but keeps talking to themselves out of going. On top of these great speakers I'm about to highlight for you here in a second, the most important thing is that you come to a place where you can gain clarity. Like, I'm not trying to mirror this to Moses going on top of the mount and coming down with the 10 commandments. But Moses was confused. And when he went up on the top of the mount, he found clarity. Convention for you is your clarification experience. This is where you come with a jumbled mess of scripts and a confused list of lead vendors and a worrisome stomach pit frustration of how do I get these clients to say yes? And you come to convention and all of those black butterflies dissipate. because now you are able to get the answers from people that have them. Flesh, bone to bone, knee to knee, handshake to handshake, hug to hug if you're a hugger. I'm a hugger. Sometimes I hug people that don't want to be hugged. I apologize. A hug apology in advance. But all in good. I got, married with 4 kids. I'm not hugging you inappropriately. I'm hugging you to show love and kindness, and I'm embrace this with you. But what I'm trying to share with you is that this event for you will give you what you're looking for. And as I talk to agents that struggle and they choose to not come, it is the most detrimental decision that they don't know they're making. They're basically quitting, because when you go to an event like this and you get validated by the thousands of others that have chosen this path, this bumpy cobblestone with a metal wheelbarrow path up the mount. I think it was Sinai. Was it Sinai? Can you Google that? Where did Moses find the 10 Commandments before I get too biblical here? And I apologize for those that aren't biblically Mount Sinai. Okay, go. Oops, I got too excited there. China's laughing. So that's what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that the clarity you're going to get at this event is something that you cannot buy. You cannot purchase. You cannot sit. You cannot watch enough YouTube videos. You cannot attend enough training calls to get the clarity, the Rain-X on your windshield clarity that you will get leaving this event on Saturday, because that's where the answers are. I just saw our agenda. There's like 200 speakers coming across stage, sharing their absolute best stuff, from word tracks to objection handling, to client credibility, to lead vendors, to carriers. I mean, this passion has been expressed over the past few months as we've been promoting our annual convention. But this is my last chance. So if you're onto this right now and you're coming, I'm so proud of you. And if you're on the fence, all I'm doing is trying to sell you on a better future, because the future you have in store for yourself without attending our best event of the year, our best training event, where in 3-4 days, we're cramming in everything you need as fast as possible to get yourself educated, confidence to go out there next week and go crush it on the phones or crush it in the homes. It's all here. So if you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it. Just do it. Because if you fast forward your life 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to look a heck of a lot just like your life has looked the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years if you don't make a change. And this is the change. It's calling your name. And Eric Thomas is there to talk to you about how to become more successful, how to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. Incredible speaker. I mean, on top of the 200 speakers and carriers and top agency managers and everybody, we've got a list of other incredible sales and business trainers. Eric Thomas, Deion Sanders, he came in second behind my Arizona Sun Devils, but that's fine. But Deion Sanders, incredible father, businessman, coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. Tim Grover, he was Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's personal coach for mindset. And I don't know if he was his basketball coach, but he was their mindset coach. On top of Tim Grover, Dave Anderson, who has taught me so many successful things. I remember going to his office a few years ago out in Calabasas, and just the man is an absolute machine as far as what it takes to succeed in business. And he teaches that on stage every single year. And okay, and then we've got a couple other speakers, but on top of it, we've got our Hall of Fame dinner, which it would be a great goal for all of you. You either achieve it by, one, writing $400,000 in a calendar year, or you can achieve it by little jacket change. You could achieve it by creating an agency that has incredibly, and by no complete ownership of your own, but has done over $10 million in a calendar year. The America Agency, FFL America, the agency that many of you are a part of, we, this past year in 2024, paid $120 million in life insurance and annuity premium. I believe it was a $1,028,000, but I'm saying 120 just for cover our bases. An absolutely incredible accomplishment. Shout out to all the incredible producers and agency managers that have also qualified for Hall of Fame and Hall of Fame agency. But this is something where you're celebrated, you're rewarded. It's an incredible dinner. There's all kinds of stuff getting out. And I would set a goal, not just for the money you will make by achieving it, but by the goal you set out for yourself and accomplishing it. That holds far more weight and water in your future, to set goals and set benchmarks for yourself that you set out to happen, and then make it happen. So congratulations to everybody that's going to join us at this incredible dinner. And congratulations to everybody that's going to join me next year. On top of that, shout out to my girl Digna. Last week, I got her book. I'm going to find her in Dallas, get her to autograph it. If you were on with us last week, shout out Digna, who did an incredible job talking about how she's building her business and selling IULs. There is a convention in Spanish. So there's a whole event in Spanish. If by chance you are catching every other word because your main language is English and you're on here, or Spanish, and you're on here with me now, don't fear. Join us in Dallas. There's an entire Spanish convention happening as well, and it's going to be tremendous on top of that. So without further ado, and then the last but not least, on Friday night, the awards ceremony. Don't come all the way to Dallas to not go see the awards that you are earned, or your peers and partners, mentors and mentees have earned as well. Come see it. It's an incredible event, and I'm so happy for everybody. So this last call, annual convention, 6 days, Irving Convention Center. If you're struggling, reach out. If you're troubled, reach out. If you've got big goals, reach out, because our annual convention, we do it one time a year. As I say this every time. We don't do a Tuesday night training you got to pay for. We don't do a Saturday morning training you've got to be at and pay for. We don't do monthly meetings and quarterly meetings you've got to travel and pay for. We do one big event a year, because the rest of the year you should be selling and making money for your family. And that's how we've run our company. That's why we're doing nearly $600 million as an entire company in 2024. Final numbers will be revealed at convention. And it's just a testament to our company, our opportunity. It's a testament to all of you out there who wake up each and every day and make a decision to make your future a better one. And I couldn't be more proud to be aligned with you. I couldn't be more proud of our company and everything that we have going on here now and in the future. So let me do one final jacket change, as is figured, showing off the jackets. But we will bring on, if you're joining us right now, welcome. You want to, as I always like to say, and my 20-year-old self comes out, they can hear me. A party is always more fun with more people. So theamericaagency.com/live, Facebook or YouTube, share it, join us. You're going to love what you're about to hear. This is the fun stuff. And without further ado, let me bring on two special guests who will start the communication process about what we're going to talk about today.
What's up, man?
All right, we got Mr. Jamie Cheerio and Mr. Josh Lockhart. Two of my greatest friends, peers, people I've learned from, people I've learned with, and people I have been proud to be partnered with. And Jamie just had a new baby. Josh has, please give Jamie some baby flowers. Jamie, how old's your baby?
My wife's gonna be 11 days old. I had to look at the calendar.
It's okay.
I have three and under right now. 3 in diapers.
3 and under. Holy cow. And Josh, what big things are happening in your life right now? Aside, we got snow in Atlanta.
I've just been growing the beard. Yep.
Grady, I gotta take a second just to hype myself up here for a second, because I haven't got to talk to anybody for like a week. We had our baby at home. Nobody made it in time, and your boy got to catch the baby in the bathroom, and no one showed up for over 30 minutes. So me and my wife did that. She's a champion. Absolutely love her. Proud of her. And it was an incredible experience.
That's amazing. And that could be a movie right there. This is part of the movie, part of the book that's going to come out. So congratulations, bro. So, okay. So everybody, as I alluded to at the beginning, some stuff that Jamie, or what Jamie and Josh are going to talk about today, is something that I saw a year ago, and I was like, cool. And that's all I really gave it. Kind of an immature disrespect to something that they were working on. And I kind of just gave it a cool. I was like, cool. And then they went on, and I've heard now something that they've been working on has helped agents increase their persistency, decrease their chargebacks, increase their referrals, and have agents waking up with at sometimes between 20 and 30 appointments. And so, I'm being vague for a reason, but what I'm trying to do for you all is to lean in, because when I wrote in the text, or maybe you've seen it on Facebook or the group chats, or wherever I posted this, what you're going to hear today from this day forward could positively impact you, or it could plague you for the rest of your time while selling insurance. Because what they're about to share is something that, if this was Grady Polson and Chantel were making the decision to start selling insurance from day one, there's zero chance that I wouldn't be implementing what they're about to talk about, because of the sheer, I mean, if we're just to reflect on the news by chance, I believe President Trump just announced, and I love the name, Stargate, great movie from the 90s, I believe, early 2000s. They're doing a $500 billion investment into AI. I might be screwing some of it up, and this is definitely not to get political, but the future of our world as we know it is going to be more connected and more communication and utilizing technology. And a year ago, when I said, cool, that was my naivety and my ignorance to not seeing the future. And so here today, these men are going to share with you something that is going to positively impact you forever. So if I've done a good job of getting you excited, will you please drop well, we've already done 1, 2, and 3. Drop a 4 in the chat below if you are excited for your future. And I'm going to crack an energy drink because Lord knows I need it.
Let's go.
All right. So we got Quentin Kelly. We got a couple 4s. Drake's got a 4. Come on. Who's got our 4s? Mason, Brett, Alicia. I love it. Haley. One more 4. Richard. All right. There we go. All right. So without further ado, Jamie, I'm going to pass it to you. You got some stuff to share, some stuff to go through. And I'm here just to support you, but I'm excited for you to share. I'm excited.
Yeah, 100%. No, we're very excited too. And no fancy presentation, but we are excited about what we're going to share. But Grady, I'd love for this to be a conversation because we're definitely going to be throwing some questions at you about kind of what it was like for you in the come up. I mean, when did you start selling insurance, Grady? How long ago?
2018.
2018. And how much have you seen the insurance business transform in the last 6-7 years?
Well, from an FFL standpoint, it was you'd book your appointments on paper, and they'd be paper leads, and you would call the leads I'd call from my second phone, and I would do my best to get a hold of them. And then if I didn't get a hold of them, I would call them back as many times as I possibly could remember to call them back, try to book appointments, and I would drive around 200, 300, 400, 500 miles a day to go see the clients. And I'd do that 4, 5, 6 days a week, most weeks for years, to get to the skill set and level at which I'm here. But, to specifically answer your question, when I started, Family First Life was doing about 80 million a year. And what I've seen develop and evolve is Family First Life will do nearly 600 million this year, which is just an incredible evolution of what we've seen this whole entire industry do for people.
100%. So it's been an incredible journey for us here. What we're going to do is we're just going to walk through. I don't know. Who are we? I hate even edifying myself. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. But between Josh and I, we did the math, and 30 years of experience between the two of us of sales, marketing, and team building across different industries, got ourselves into insurance. Josh, I mean, when did you get into insurance, man?
I sold my first insurance policy in 2007. I remember going to trainings, and they were talking about how, the phone was attached to the wall, and they would just, go down to the street to John's house, and John would let them right in and, talk about the change. And since I've been in FFL, just a handful of years, we went from, door knocking internet leads to, then mortgage leads, and then everything with mortgages happened, and, mortgage prices on the mailers went up and mortgages went down, and telesales. And yeah, it's been a crazy ride. Right. And 2007.
And Josh, you also used to go around picking up people's premium from their house.
Yeah. Back in those days, you had to go, and pick up Sally's premium on the 4th for $27.12 and stick it in your pocket and then send it in the company. And yeah, that's called a debit route. Those were crazy days. So, now I'm in my office and I got my heater and my drink and my standing desk and my walking pad. And, life is real tough these days.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the biggest thing that we really just want to, focus on here is just kind of where we started in this business. We started in this business as in-home agents. I mean, just like Grady did himself, going house to house, dialing on Mondays, dialing on Thursdays, not stopping dialing the phone until I get 10 appointments, 15 appointments, stacks of paper that I printed off all over my desk, trying to find leads, just an absolute mess with no organization, and going into people's homes and leaving behind folders and business cards and brochures. I used to carry around a little side bag. You can see it right there in that bottom picture. And that thing weighed about 100 pounds because I had a dozen copies of every single company's brochures stuffed in there that I would share with the clients, pre-done folders that my staff put together. And I got to go everything from multi-million-dollar homes to shacks in the woods. One of the pictures didn't make it on here, but there was a picture of Josh literally with like a shack in the woods where he was selling somewhere in Metro Atlanta, and sold people who are sitting across the table in a t-shirt and underwear, and sold people who are again in multi-million-dollar homes. So it's just been an incredible transition. But Josh, one thing we talked about before the call was just you always talked about kind of feeling like you were behind the 8 ball. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. If so, maybe in the chat, just let us know, say me. But, just in the last several years with all the changes, I always feel like, I have felt like from a technology standpoint, from a lead standpoint, like we're always chasing the next thing, right? So it's like we were dialing internet leads, going and setting 30 appointments and, driving to them. And then it was like, oh, hey, who's the best lead vendor? And then this one would pop up and this one would be really, really great. But then they would go out of business. And then it's like, hey, who are we buying leads from now? And then it was like mail mortgage. And then that changed. And then it was, hey, let's figure out this telesales thing. Should we, one call, one close? Should we set appointments? And then you're setting appointments. And then it's like, the next thing, it's like, oh, how do we organize it? And, there's this technology and that technology. And you're just always like feels like you're getting dragged around to the next thing. And I just hated that feeling. And so, 2 years ago, we started having these conversations like, how do we not be behind all the time, right? How do we look at maybe the next piece of technology, or how do we figure out the lead things? So, we're not just dependent on the whims of whatever's happening in the ether. Right. And so that's what kind of led us on this conversation to what we have today, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. So I think this is where, Grady, we'll kind of have you pop back in here, and Josh, I'll have you, take over here for a second. But just some of the most common problems that we kind of identified, as we were getting frustrated. And I think the way that Josh put it to me the other day when we were coming up with this was he reached kind of a point of disgust. And what did you mean by that, Josh?
Well, yeah. So there was a particular day. This was a couple years ago, and we're doing telesales. I remember I was doing mail mortgage on telesales. So I would print off my leads for the day, and so I'd have a bunch of sheets, and I'd highlight them for like the people I had to call and follow up with. And I had this potentially big sale. It was going to be, I don't remember what it was, like more than 5K AP, and I had to follow up with this guy, John. And I go on my desk, and I got like all the papers, and I can't find the lead sheet that has John's name on it. So I can't find his phone number, and I'm unorganized, and everything's a mess. And I lost his information, right? So I lost over $5,000 in commission, and I'm just like this. And I'm not an organized person, so I'm like, I got to come up with something so I can be organized, right? It's like working out. If I have the cookies in the house, I'm going to eat the cookies every single time. So I just have to tell my wife, don't bring cookies in the house, right? And so, over to you, Grady. I mean, thinking back when you were selling, right? What would you do if you were, somebody told you, hey, sounds great and all, but my wife's not home. I want to think about it. Like, what was your process to handle that?
I'd do my best to say, your wife's going to love you for this, and this isn't a decision for both of you. And, at what point do you think your wife would not want you to get insurance to protect her. And I do my best to rebuttal it. Can we call her on the phone right now? No, she's at work. Does she have a phone at work? Is she a surgeon? Like, why can't we get her on the phone real quick? You know, and I do my best. And then in the end, if I couldn't get it over the line and it's a think about, I want to talk to my wife, I'd make notes and I do my best to write out, you know, draw out all the things and write what they get and write all the benefits down. And you're going to love this, Mary. And I'd call, you know, her name and underline it 3 times, highlight it too. And I'd leave it with him. And then I'd call him back the next day and he wouldn't answer. And then I'd call him back maybe 2 days later and he wouldn't answer. And then I'd move on because I'd have 15, 30 appointments a week and I'm buying 3,000 leads a week and I'm focused on the future, not on Mary, sadly, who's going to, when Bob dies, she's going to have no insurance because Bob couldn't make decisions without her. But I understand that, Bob.
And Grady, I'll never forget one of my first appointments ever. I called Grady and say, I was so excited. I was like, hey, man, they wanted to think about it. They said I was great, like just the classic thing. They loved me. They said if they ever buy insurance, they're going to do it through me. It's going to be like $200 a month. And you're like, Jamie, stop for a second. Stop. I've been selling insurance. You listed out how many appointments, how long, all the things. And you're like, out of all of that, I can count on one hand how many people who have ever called me back who wanted to think about it. They're not thinking about it. They kindly told you no, move on. And I was like, damn. And that developed a mindset. And I'm not mad about it, but it taught me how to push through the objections. And it wanted me to have a one-sit close every single time. And when you get into this telesales world and you get into the IUL world, there's so much money that's left on the table when you walk into it with that mindset.
Yeah. And okay, so how about this one? Like, you know, we used to have dial day, and of course, telesales, you know, maybe you dial every day and set appointments, but when you don't have enough appointments and you know, percentage of your appointments no show, right? What did you guys do? Now, me, I would always maybe call those no shows back on the next dial day. Admittedly, right? People would say, oh, I'd go Nordoc them in, and no shows never slipped by me. Quite honestly, you know, it happened, right? I would just get some new leads, go on about my day, and probably never hear from them back again. What would you guys do?
Buy more leads. I'm a lead snob. I have been for the whole time I've been here. It was always buy another batch of leads. If I got 100 and 20 of them answered and 80 of them never responded, the other 80 are dead to me. Never called them back one time, maybe hired a dialer or gave them to another agent to comb through. But I only talked to the layups.
Yeah.
And kept buying more leads till I found more layups.
Okay. Grady, question for you. Now, I've heard on this call a bunch of times about like asking the golden question, right? What do you have to ask, like life insurance? I tried my best to ask it a number of times. Quite honestly, I'd usually forget or just chicken out of it. How many times out of 10 when you were selling did you ask it? Do you think, if we're being honest here?
Well, if I'm being honest, I probably asked it every time. How many times did I do something with it? Once.
Okay. Okay.
Like I would, if they tell I got 300,000 in an IRA, and I'll be like, that sounds great. I don't know what to do with that. So perfect. So you got your 300, but that's for retirement, right, Bob? We're trying to protect your mortgage, right? You know, I mean, like I would ask it, or I mean, and I don't know if I'd 100% ask it even, but I wouldn't close it. I would just get the life insurance. Don't want to disrupt the sale, and I'd move on because I was scared of this, you know, new flower that blossomed that wanted to like buy insurance from me, and I didn't want to overwater it, right?
Exactly. So like you get the idea. There's all these different things that happen that just kind of go by the wayside. The last one that I'll mention, and we can move on here, is you know, I learned a lot from you, Jamie. Obviously, you're the individual that kind of trained me here at FFL. And I remember like I'm starting to sign people up, and I'm like, okay, I got these pieces of paper where like I wrote their information down, I punched it into, you know, the carrier system. Like, do I keep track of these? Like, what am I supposed to do with them? And you're like, oh yeah, I have a staff person that I send it to, and they file it and keep a Google sheet. I didn't know what a Google sheet was then. And, you know, that's how I keep track of my clients. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I should probably keep track of my clients. And so, you know, I went out and just like you, because this is what you did, and I got an assistant and I paid them full time to do that for me. But if you don't have an assistant, like I don't know what people do. And, you know, I talk to agents all the time. I don't know what crazy things you've heard, Jamie, but they're like, oh yeah, they're just all in the carrier back offices. I don't know where my clients are.
I mean, it's everything. They're all in the carrier back offices, or it's the middle of the workday. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm just waiting on hold with Marico. I'm like, how long you been on hold? I don't know, an hour and a half. I'm like, why is somebody else not doing that for you? Like what's going on? Or I'm calling my clients to let them know they're approved. Like you learned it from me. I learned it from Grady. Grady had great staff that were putting together folders for him, organizing all of his papers, calling the clients to let them know they're approved, sending emails and text messages. Hey, did your policy come in the mail? So much of this stuff that I was like, okay, the only way to do that is a staff or a virtual assistant. That's what I have to do. I want to look professional. Nobody ever came behind me and tried to replace my policies. I walked into houses and people, all they left behind was a sticky note and a business card with 40,000 in coverage. And I came in, and I got a red folder, and I took a Sharpie and I wrote Bob Smith Life Insurance on the front with his Y on the back. Hey, Mary, if Bob dies, find the red folder. Like that was my mentality. And I was like, okay, like now I'm doing telesales. How do I do the red folder? Like how is anybody not going to be like, well, somebody else at a cheaper price, I'm going to switch agents. How can I be that agent that my credibility was just so high that nobody's coming behind me, that if I sell you a policy for $57 a month and somebody else comes behind me for $52 a month, they're not, Jamie's worth $5 more than the other agent because of how professional he is and what he left behind. Like, how could we get to that point? And that's kind of a lot of the things that brought us here. And, you know, so many other problems will be identified as well.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, you're just in telesale world, you're just a voice on the phone. And I can't tell you how many times when we talk about persistency, by using our system, my personal persistency over the last 12 months has raised 10%. So if you want to do some quick math for anybody that's a Hall of Fame producer, 400K, what's 10% of that? Wow. We're talking about big dollars. And what I've learned is the more you communicate with your clients. Now, I used to say, oh, yeah, I'll call them. And quite honestly, I'd forget or whatever the case may be. When they had a problem, I wouldn't hear from them anymore and they would just cancel. I can't tell you from, just like you said, the communication, the credibility, the professionalism, all the things, that's what's led to increased persistency for myself and others. So yeah, if we want to jump into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we kind of give the big reveal, we're going to watch a short little video. Funny little skit Josh and I put together probably a year and a half ago.
Oscar
worthy. And your boy was a little more inflamed back then, if you know what I'm saying. We're 2 times through 75 hard since this video. So the whole point of this video is you're going to see me acting as a disgruntled agent. I was a disgruntled agent for sure at this point in time in my life. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into it.
Hey, dude, what's going on?
Dude, I just had another client tell me that they wanted to think about it and asked if I could send them an informational email. It takes me like 20 minutes every single time I have to do that. I'm so sick of it.
Dude, that's pretty weird. I just sent one. It sent the text and email for me with all the product info. Huh. Hey man, I'm gonna go get some lunch. How many appointments you got so far?
Bro, I've dialed the phone over 300 times already and I only have 3 appointments.
3 appointments? That's awful.
Yeah, I know 3 is horrible. How many do you have?
Looks like 26.
26?
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab some lunch. See you, man. Good luck. Hey, dude, I got my lunch. Are you okay?
No, dude, I am not okay. I've been looking for the last 10 minutes for Bob's financial inventory. I've got an appointment with him in 5 minutes, and I've got a quote and some health questions written down, and I can't find it anywhere in this mess.
Whoa. Seriously, dude. It's kind of a mess in here. You need to get a little more organized. Get this stuff together. Come on. Sick of it! Bro. Whoa. Step away from the laptop, okay? Let me show you something. All right, dude, I got you. Come here, check this out.
Bro, what is Lead Champ Pro? All right. Introducing Lead Champ Pro.
So this is the software they showed me about a year ago, and I just said, cool. And in the background, they're going to talk about what they've invested, how much time they've spent, et cetera. but this is something that when I've seen it recently and talked to agents that are now putting up 6 figures a month, and this is what they're using, I said, okay, we got to look at this more and talk about this more. And so we've been kind of going back and forth for the past few months, and they've enhanced it and made some improvements, and they're going to go through what they've created. And so, you know,
not to drag this out so much more, because we're going to get into a demo. We're going to show you guys exactly what this does, really highlight this. But if you're on here right now and you're like, oh, like another CRM, like this is the big reveal. Like I already have a CRM. I'm already using XYZ company. Like, oh, is this built through Go High Level? I can see it. It kind of looks like Go High Level. Like I already got to Go High Level. I just want to pause you for just a second, because we have invested, well over 6 figures, close to 150 grand into developing this. I remember when we first got started, the whole entire motivation here was Josh and I wanted to generate our own leads. So we did not want to build a CRM. We just wanted to generate our own leads. And then Josh goes, hey, well, if we're generating our own leads, we need a place to keep them. I was like, well, I guess we need a CRM. So then we jumped into Go High Level. I've used Go High Level in the past. I'm a marketing guy, years of experience owning a marketing agency. And we started to build something. We built something that we thought was just going to take us 6 weeks. I remember legit getting with somebody. We paid them 10 grand to help us get this started. And they said, 6 weeks, you guys will have a working CRM. We'll be generating leads. Well, 16 months later, we finally launched it out to the first few agents on our team. So Josh and I have been reluctantly not sharing this, tweaking, perfecting, making it better, getting feedback in the background, bringing on one Hall of Fame producer at a time, just to really make sure that all the tweaks everything works, to make sure that it's a great system, which we know it is, number one. Number two, there are a lot of different CRMs out there. Okay, what is a CRM? A CRM is a customer relationship management software. And I think that there are a lot of CRMs out there that all they do is they help you book appointments. That's it. We're going to share a lot. And Josh, I just want to throw it over to you, because Josh really set us on this journey by going out and getting a membership to just about every CRM that he could to see what they had. And I would say the biggest thing here is a lot of these CRMs, and this is not trying to throw anybody under the bus whatsoever, because they gave us a lot of motivation to create this. They were created by people who aren't in our business, created by people who don't sell insurance, and they don't know what we go through every single day on a daily basis. I've personally sat in over 2,000 homes, not including telesales. So I've seen quite a few people. I've filled out quite a few electronic applications. I've hit quite a few speed bumps when it comes to some of the problems that we've talked about. And so has Josh, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of appointments doing telesales, thousands doing in-home. So we built something by agents for agents, not to get too cheesy, but something that's built by agents who are still selling today. So just to give some perspective, myself and Josh are still selling insurance. Our schedule typically has anywhere between 15 to 25 appointments a day on it. And this system is a big reason for it. So Josh, I'll let you talk a little bit about a couple of the different CRM things, and then we'll get into some details.
Absolutely. And it's so funny because we talked about it a ton. About 3 years ago, one of the agents I work with said, hey, we should make our own CRM. And I said, what a dumb idea that would be. And here we are. And so on this journey, kind of what I found is I want you to just keep in mind the words done for you, right? So when you go and say, hey, I need some kind of system, the first one is you see an ad and they go, hey, this system will do this laundry list of things for you. It's going to automate this, automate your life and do your laundry and and it'll sell for you. And then you get into it. And what they're saying is this is what it's capable of, but you need to build it. And one of my good friends and agents here at FFL, when we started talking about this, he was paying $300 a month. Someone set him up with a system software CRM. And he's like, I don't know what all this does. And I was like, let me log in and see it. And it was a blank canvas. They went to Go High Level, basically purchased a membership and then sold it to my friend for $300 a month. And it did absolutely zero unless somebody went and did all the things, right? So that's the first kind. The second kind is a kind of a general done with you, right? Done with you means, hey, we have some things, right? We might have a page. We have a couple of texts that might go out, very gentle, but you have to go in there and you have to write copy. You have to put things called tags. You have to build things. And if you're anything like I was, I'm like, you just want to sell insurance and take care of your customers. You don't want to be, a Grady Paulson marketing savant and have all the magic words and then learn how to, put together automations and do all these things. Who's got time for that? Or you just go pay a ton of money for somebody that says they're an expert, right? Like that was my experience in the past. And so what you end up with, I was talking to another agent, different IMO, they go, oh yeah, we got this great system for our IULs. We put them in and it sends 4 text messages. And then hopefully the person comes back. And I was like, that's not a system. That's just, you sent 4 text messages. Like, come on. And so we have truly a done for you platform. And the reason it's that is because we're agents ourselves. And we first of all, we're wanting to solve our own problems. We wanted to get the cookies out of the house, and solve the problems for ourselves. And then that led to, well, hey, if we're going to take care of ourselves, we might as well take care of our agents. If we're going to take care of our agents, we might as well extend it. And then Grady's like, hey, we should get this out. So that's kind of the journey. And so keep in mind, everything that we're going to show you is not something that you have to say, hey, I got to pay a bunch of money to do a build out. Hey, I got to figure out how to learn all this stuff. Or, it's truly a done for you platform. Jamie?
Yeah. And if you've ever used Go High Level before, we're not shying away from the fact that it's Go High Level. Like some people, they'll white label it. Yeah, we white labeled it Lead Champ Pro, but we built this out in a way that's very different than some other things that you're going to see out there. And we built it out in a way that the convenience factor of using a CRM, simple button clicks instead of long lists of tags and needing to drag your people to the right place to make it do the right thing. Simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little demo. And Grady, any point you want to go ahead and hop in, please hop in. I got to reshare the screen and we'll get right into it. Here we go.
Yeah. From what I've seen, guys, this is something that is the simplest, and it's a massive improvement on what else has already existed out there. But it's something that's been built from the ground up by Hall of Fame producers that they're actively using and have dozens of Hall of Fame producers using right now. So that's the fun part about seeing something like this, is like it's actually curtailed to our specific just us on the call and watching on YouTube, our business, which is amazing.
100%. So here's a peek beneath the hood of Lead Champ Pro. So what you got here, we won't spend too much time here. This is just our very simple dashboard you get when you log in, and you're going to see 16 grand in submitted premium. 136 leads came in off of 9 leads. So whatever that is, $1,500, $2,000 per lead, on my average for my account. You're seeing here how many appointments have been booked for the week. So I'm at 31 appointments for the week, and for the month, 153. And this is with me not taking appointments for baby. 153 appointments this month thus far, which has been fantastic. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump into one of my favorite things. And this is your own personalized Verify My Underwriter profile. And now there's a lot of CRMs out there. They've got something like this. They've got a website. They say, hey, here's your website. This is not a website. This is like 5 websites. We'll dig into all the different things that are in here, but this is how your clients are going to verify you. It looks so good on mobile. The objection of social security number, of bank account, all of that completely goes out the window when you've got to Verify My Underwriter profile. And this is not me just trying to hype this up, but really, truly, this is a very, very slick design that we had someone help us put together. So you see the About Me. When you come in, you basically fill out a little form. It automatically creates this website. You're not creating the website. We don't have a web designer that's creating it for you. All you got to do is fill out the form on onboarding, and it automatically populates the website exactly with all your information. So it's got my bio here, just kind of breaking down a little bit of the credibility. Products that we offer, I'll come back to this because each of these are an individual personalized product website for you with your picture, with your license, with your calendar link, etc. And here's how they can verify our license. So they come down here. I'm licensed in all 50 states. They can click. Here's my South Carolina license. If they want to verify me directly with the Department of Insurance of South Carolina, they can go ahead and click here. And that's for every single one of the 50 states. They can click on any and it'll pop up. So a lot of the times I'll send a link to my clients and I'll be on the phone with them. Hey, have you checked out my license before we chat? Hey, before we start the appointment, I want to make sure you verify my license. Hey, real quick, just go ahead and click on that. And we'll talk about how that gets sent out before. Carriers we have access to, calendar. So super slick design, very good on mobile. And then any of these product pages, we'll show you how these kind of come about. But you have your own personalized product page with informational video explaining how IULs work. Again, inserts all of your information in there. They can fill out looking for a quote. And we've got that for IUL, for FIA. So all the benefits of FIA, final expense, mortgage protection. And these are things that you're on the phone with the client and they're like, hey, can you send me more info on that? We'll show you how you can click, send them more info. They watch it, they come back around. There's a lot of cool things that can be done there. So everybody gets their Verify My Underwriter profile. Josh, anything you want to add there? Or Grady, any questions that you have?
Oh, it's very cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
No, that's great.
Awesome. All right, so let's just jump right into it. All right, so Grady Polson is our newest lead. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show you guys. I set an appointment with Grady a little bit earlier. So Grady comes in, IUL lead. Hey, Grady, this is Jamie getting back to you with your IULs, blah, blah, blah. I call him. He says, yep, I'm free at 11 o'clock. So he's in Arizona. He's Mountain Time. I'm over here in South Carolina, Eastern Time, coming here quickly, set an appointment. I put all of his information in, and it automatically converts the time zone here. So in my schedule, it shows that we're meeting at 1 o'clock. In Grady's schedule, it shows 11 o'clock. He books it immediately. As soon as that's booked, he gets this text message. Grady, I've got you down here for Thursday, January 23rd at 11. Here's the phone number I'm going to be calling from. Please lock it in. Please reply yes. He also gets an email immediately. And then he replies yes. AI, which we'll talk about a little bit more here on the phone call, is responding to Grady now. All right, look forward to talking to you. For some more info before we chat, check out this video about IULs. Sends him my personalized IUL video. So this is a final expense lead, mortgage protection lead, FIA lead, whatever. It is now going to prompt them with information before the call. Grady says, thank you. AI says, you're welcome. Talk to you then. Send him a 15 to 20 minute reminder. Had this been set a couple days ago, he would have got a reminder 1 day out, 1 hour before, as well as 15 minutes before. So that's just a real basic aspect of how to go ahead and set an appointment. And I've got a couple different leads here we're going to talk about, and I'll give you guys a little tour of the system. So before we get into some of these buttons, the what happened button, I'll get there in a second. Josh, you want to talk to us a little bit about if a lead comes in and you're calling them, they don't answer, the person doesn't answer the phone, they only answer text messages. How long are we dripping on these people?
Very long time, right? So think of the life of a lead, right? So, you're trying to set an appointment with them, and if they don't answer to your question, they're going to get communicated with, not overbearingly, but they're going to get communicated with for over a year, right? Initially, we're going to try to set the appointment. Then it's going to come back around, and if they don't set in the first couple of weeks, it's going to kind of take a little bit of break. They're going to get hit up again as more of an age lead. And then if they still don't answer, they're going to go into a year-long educational drip, educating them on the different kinds of insurance. Maybe initially they were looking for IULs, but final expense triggered them 8 months from now. And we've had users just this week. Somebody hit me up just before this call. One of our users, Quentin Kelly, said, hey, he had somebody that was like, 4, 5, 6 months old, just responded to one of the campaigns. AI booked it and he, sold it, I think paid for his membership for the year or something like that just today. So they're going to get communicated on for over a year.
Yep. So, we'll breeze through this because I just want to make sure this is really clear. This system absolutely sets appointments. It does. All the systems out there set appointments. Of course, we set appointments. The fun stuff of what we do that nobody else does is coming up next, which I'm really excited about. And that's the after the sale stuff. That's how we're going to increase your persistency by 10 to 20%. So Cortland comes in. Hey, Cortland, this is Jamie getting back to you about IULs, blah, 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 blah. You're in Missouri, mornings, afternoons, or evenings. Doesn't answer. We're calling him. We book an appointment. Okay, fantastic. He gets all the appointment reminders. Okay, great. We're looking for this one. All right, Deborah here. Deborah never answers me. So Deborah then gets second message. Hey, Deborah, this is Jamie trying to get back with you about the IUL policies. What's the best time today or tomorrow? With the meme, Morgan Freeman. I'm the voice in your head who says, stop spending and start saving money. So one thing you'll realize, we use a lot of memes because memes are triggering. Memes get people to respond. And there's some people who go, memes aren't professional. Memes get people to respond. They get people to respond. We've got some memes in here that they make some people chuckle. And, we feel decently proud of some of the responses that have been warranted on the 12th, 13th, 14th text message because they get more triggering as time goes on. So 401k versus IUL. This is a cool one. Hey, Deborah, if you prefer to do a self-guided option, automatically inserted my ethos link if they want to go and try to buy themselves. We have a testimonial later in where somebody's getting flooded with ethos messages of so-and-so click the ethos link, so-and-so click the ethos link, which is great. People who are going on and buying insurance without us ever talking to them, continuing to just can drip and drip and drip and drip. And this will go on for close to a year. Hey, Deborah, are you still looking into IULs? Did someone design someone for you? Perhaps I could be of some assistance. And then, Dr. House, is it a yay or nay? I think this is probably the most responded to message. I don't know why, but Dr. House, is it yay or nay? People either are, yes, I'm ready, or no, don't talk to me ever again. This one, I don't know why it triggers people to respond, but this is the 12th message. And more people respond who don't respond to the first couple messages to this one than any other message in our system. So I love that. Josh, any other things to add, or Grady, any questions that you have about this before we jump into it?
Keep going.
Okay. So Josh, I'm going to pause. I'm going to let you take over here for a second. Talk to us about the what happened button. Why is this significant?
Did you get Deborah?
We never got Deborah.
Oh, you messaged her like crazy.
Yeah, we're just continuing to message Deborah. She hasn't said no yet.
That's fine. But look how many times she visited your pages over there. She clicked
all
your
that's
pages.
The thing. She continued to click on our pages, and she's looking.
She's looking.
And we're still filing her. We're going to get her.
Okay, I like that.
All right. Josh, talk to us about the what happened button. Why is this significant? No one else has this. What does it do? Why does it even matter?
Yep. So number one, we talked about earlier, right? You told me day one, hey, get a staff person as soon as you can to kind of do all the stuff so you can do the main thing, which is taking care of your clients, taking care of agents, that kind of thing, right? And so a lot of agents, though, they're not quite in the position, or they're a little bit nervous about going and spending, thousands of dollars on an assistant, do all this stuff. So like this is a first step. So you get off the phone with somebody. What usually happens, right? You get on to the next call. But what if they tell you, hey, can you send me something, right? Like in the video, you're like, oh, where's the product brochure? It takes me 30 minutes to write something out. I don't feel like it. Or what if they no-show? Like, do you really do a good job at coming back to those guys? Or if they say, hey, call me in 6 months, maybe put it in your Google Calendar, but by the time that Google Calendar notification comes about, you've forgotten who they are and what they do. And so we created one button that is your virtual assistant, if you will, that you just hit the button and it's going to take care of the rest for you. We call it the what happened button. Every time you get off the phone, you hit the what happened button, right? Did they show up to the call and you sold them and they got approved? Did they go to underwriting? Right? Did they say, hey, I want to think about it? And I'll put this in there. You and I had a conversation over a year ago, and we were sitting here and going, man, what could we do to increase persistency in the world of telesales? And you said if we could convert the think about it, it was so difficult for them to actually make a decision. They had to talk to their wife. They had to wait 3 days. They had to do all these things. If we can convert that person, it was so difficult for them to buy. They're not going to go and just do it again with somebody else. So how can we convert the think about it, right? What if they say, hey, hit me up in 3 months because this, that, or the other thing's happening, right? What if they no-show? Like, that's a huge thing. How do you guys handle no-shows? And so one button, you hit it, you fill out a form, and then you're off to the races, and the system is going to do what it is designed to do, which is bring those people back so you don't forget them. They don't go uncommunicated with. So
I just hit the no-show button right now. Let's say Grady no-showed me for my appointment. Click no-show. Here comes Jim Carey. Hey, Grady, sorry I missed our appointment. I know this is important to you. You can reschedule here. This takes Grady to my booking link, and he can go ahead and schedule an appointment and bring himself back around. We got dozens and dozens of examples of no-shows turning back into appointments, reschedules, etc. And we'll show you an example of that here in a second. But I want to show you guys, what happens once, you make a sale. This is probably the most important thing. What was Jamie's red folder moment? Like, this was the whole reason that I wanted to build this, was so I could have that. I left behind the red folder. So I have Miko here. She's in Hawaii, and I filled out the what happened button, showed and approved. She was an Americo IUL. So I came in here, great job protecting your family, Jamie, filled out the what happened button. First name, last name, email, phone number, address. Try to even say this address right here in Hawaii, Kaloaloha Circle. All right, in Hawaii, date of birth, their why for having the policy, the type of sale, the insurance product. We have well over 200 insurance products in here. Policy number, face amount, beneficiary, her annual premium, monthly premium, effective date. If I showed her an illustration, attach here. If she had a second policy, I can, husband, kid, etc. And then my client inventory. submit. So I clicked that button, I submitted, and within seconds, she got this text message and email. Hey, glad we were able to assist you today. As a reminder, here's all the details that we applied for. Mutual of Omaha, policy number, who she is, her beneficiary, face amount, monthly premium, etc. She also gets professional templated email. Hey, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Here's everything we went ahead and applied for, etc., etc. Nobody should be contacting you about your policy. And then attach documents. Hey, here's what you can expect in the next couple days, as well as, hey, nobody should be contacting you saying they're my manager, trying to replace your policy, et cetera, et cetera. So we sent that to her. And then also, I wanted to make sure that she had a product brochure for Mutual of Omaha's IULE. So I clicked the IULE button, and she got a professional text message and email, which every single one of our products does is, hey, as promised, here's some information on Mutual of Omaha, IULE. Here's the company website, the AM Best Score, and attached is a brochure on the product. So any one of our products, you can just go ahead and click here, and it'll send more info. So I'll go ahead and I'll send Grady some info on the Flex Life National Life Group policy right here. And he's got a text message. Hey, Grady, just sent you an email with some additional information on National Life Group and their Flex Life IUL policy. And in a moment, you'll see that email go ahead and pop in here. There we go. And again, automatically fills out. Now, I used to do this after every appointment. Now I would spend 30 minutes putting together a professional thing. Click, done, simple, easy. Now, what I really love about that approve button, I'll go back to Miko here. So not only did she get the, hey, we applied for this, 36 hours later, hey, guess what? Your policy's been approved. And here's the information again, congrats. I used to have my VAs and staff call the clients to let them know they're approved. And sometimes they got busy and didn't call them at 9 a.m. My goal is to beat the draft, especially if I'm doing an immediate draft. I'm trying to beat the draft and get that call to say they're approved before the money comes out of their account. So this is kind of the motivation there. She says, thank you very much, smiley face. And then she goes into our client campaign, and it happened to be around Christmas. She got the happy holidays. She also got a postcard in the mail. We'll talk about that. Hey, happy New Year's. Received the IUL policy in the mail yesterday. Thank you for helping. And then happy New Year. Great. Wanted to remind you your policy's coming in the mail. She sends me a picture from the beach in Hawaii. Happy New Year. I will. Thank you. Checking in to make sure the policy came in the mail, et cetera, et cetera. Not sure what she sent me here, but it is great conversation. And she's going to keep her policy because we're continuing to communicate. Whereas I had so many clients cancel because I just never hit them up again. So that's the showed and approved. And this is going to drip on them. I think there's 150 touches, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, on every client between postcards, text messages, emails on your clients that are going to upsell them, ask for referrals, set up their emergency response network. And we can break that down here at another time. But this is the main part of our system is taking that one sale and turning it into 3-4 sales. It sets up your annual reviews. It sets up a plethora of things on the client side. Next couple things, and we'll kind of breeze through this, is sent to underwriting, sends the exact same message. Only difference is the person's in underwriting. And when you get that response back from, let's say, Mutual of Omaha saying approved, come over to your change policy status, click approved, starts the approved client campaign, declined, sends them a message, hey, Mary, sorry we weren't able to help you. You were actually unfortunately declined, but I'm a broker. I work with about 40 other companies. I can help you. Please, let's reschedule an appointment so we can get back on the phone. So approved or declined from underwriting, which is great. Think about it. I'll jump in here to Grady. We'll pretend that Grady wanted to think about it. So Grady taught me when I went in the home, show him 3 options. So I come in here. I've got Grady. We'll just do a random date of birth here. He's real young. Grady's phone number. Copy that. Okay, perfect. Why for having the policy, leave something behind for wife, type of sale, IUL, potential lead value. Say Grady wanted to spend $300 a month, $3,600, insurance product, Americo IUL benefit, $450,000, $300 a month. But I also showed him another option, Americo IUL at $250,000 for $150 a month. All right, submit. And I'm missing something here. Oh, it's because I put, that makes sense. There we go. Boom. All right, got the dreaded think about it. Now, Grady's about to get sent those options in text message and email. I drop him a brochure. He's got everything that we talked about. Grady says, hey, I just got fired. hit me up in 6 months, drop them into presented and not now, drops into a long-term campaign that picks up in 45 days. Hey, Grady, glad we're able to talk. If your insurance needs change, here's my phone number, blah, blah, blah. Picks up long-term the next 45 days. Incomplete appointment. You get the person who says, I don't have my bank account info. I don't have this. I don't have that. Puts them into a stage that's going to get them to finish up their appointment. The person who is right over the edge of the finish line, and it's going to continue to prompt them. Showed and lost. Simple enough. You can put in, they didn't have any money, they weren't healthy, etc. Moves them out of the campaign. You really want to get someone out entirely, terminate them, ejection button, gets them out of the system, and then you got the no-show button. So this is like the main piece of our system. Josh, is there anything else you want to talk about before we jump into the last couple?
No, I think you definitely hit that pretty well. It's just, again, it's having a speed to do that, right? So you can get on to the next appointment, get on with your day, not be burdened and hassled by paperwork and organizing. You just hit the button, fill out the form. 2 minutes, you're on to the next, and you're not late for your next appointment.
Absolutely. A couple other things, we're going to breeze through these ones. Change pipeline status. So if you've ever been inside of a high level before, you've got this crazy opportunity pipeline. In this opportunity pipeline, you got the ability where you can drag all your leads from left to right. We are a tagless and a dragless system. Okay, so all of our buttons add all the tags, which trigger all the automations, and you don't need to drag whatsoever with your leads, because sometimes I pick up Lydia and I got fat fingers and I let go in the wrong spot, and then that triggers something, and happens all the time when it comes to these different systems. So no dragging. All you have to do is come up here and go to change pipeline status, and you can move them to whatever pipeline that you want to. You got the action buttons. So if I want to send Grady more info on IULs, if I want to send Grady more info on FIAs, on final expense, I'm just blasting him right now. Mortgage protection. He's getting emails and text messages with IUL information, FIA information, final expense, mortgage protection, etc. If Grady's one of my clients and he goes, hey, Jamie, I lost my policy info, I go ahead and I click send policy details, sends him everything that he has with us. All these yellow buttons are just products, any product that you want to send more information on. So we love it.
It's over 200 products, right? So whatever the carrier is, whatever the product is, we have it, and it took loads of time to look up their AM Best scores and get the product brochures attached to the emails and write it out professionally and make sure it's different for every product and every company. And we did it all because, again, it's like we hate writing emails. We know you do too. So we did it, and you just hit a button and it's done for you.
100%. Last couple things, and we're going to jump out of here and we're going to get into some of the meat and potatoes of kind of just breaking it all down, summarizing it, is one of my biggest pet peeves. I remember when I first got started, Grady's like, hey, you're going to have a login to every single insurance carrier. You need to start a note on your phone, a Google Doc, a notebook, something where you have all your writing numbers, all your logins, all the customer service numbers, everything. And I've got this, I still have this Google document. I probably shouldn't share it because it's got all my sensitive info on it. But it's just a plethora of links and logins and usernames. And every carrier is like, no, that password doesn't work. So like you have to have different characters. So we have it all in one place. So your carrier quick links, you can click up here, and every single one of our carriers, you can click, and they have their own little personalized page with getting to the e-app, the quote tool, the agent tools, prescription guides, guides for the products, the customer service phone number. So any of the insurance carriers, and we're willing to add more carriers. All you got to do is make a request. You click on any of these, you want to get in touch with F&G. It's going to bring you right to the login for the app, etc. Customer service phone number. So it's all right there. Underwriting cheat sheets. We've got it. Determine IUL and whole life. Selling points. If you don't know what to say for specific products, go ahead and click. It'll bring you in. You can check it out. And then, a couple other buttons up top. Knowledge base. We don't need to go into that. It's just you don't know what to do. Come here. It's probably there. You want to get in touch with us with support. Want to look up a phone number. Fast people search. Disconnected phone number. Type in their name. Correct it. You can join our Discord community here as well. And yeah, that's kind of a big piece of it. And then we'll jump out of the share here. We'll jump back into the slides. But Grady, anything you want to interject?
I think anything new, guys, can be daunting. But I always try to look at like a perspective of, all right, if other Hall of Fame producers and top producers have chosen to adopt this method. There's got to be a reason for it, because there's a lot of guys. I mean, there's guys that still write 4, 5, 6, 700 in person now, but that is an exception and no longer the rule. The rule in insurance sales in 2025 is telesales, speed, convenience, ease. Now you got to discipline yourself to dial the phone and keep yourself busy and follow up with the clients when they no-show you, or they're not available for their appointment, etc. But that's the reason why these users are waking up with 15 to 25 appointments a day, which is mind-boggling from a guy who used to exhaust himself and come home physically depleted after 8 appointments every single day, due to the amount of drive time I'd had to put in. If you guys knew what I went through back in my day, right? The whole, but this is the future. And I've yet to see a CRM and a software tool that does it better, which is why you've never seen me promote a CRM or anything. And it's not just because I love Jamie and Josh, which is why a year ago I told them cool. And then they came back a year later and like, look at how much we've invested, how much better we've made it, et cetera. And so that's really where, if you see people positive in the chat, it's because they don't have thousands of users. They don't want thousands of users, but pick up a couple more of you guys who want to get involved and want to enhance your business. If you're a brand new agent, this probably isn't for you either. Just at this standpoint, just being totally honest, you need to get more licenses. You gotta weather the storm of selling this business. But if you're in the 10 to 20 a month range, you've been doing it for a few months and you want to get to 20 to 40, you should probably invest in your business and try this thing out and see what it could do. And so I'm just, if I was selling today, there's 2 things I would have: a lot of caffeine and Lead Champ Pro. So that's really where. So let's. I know we're over time, guys, but they're going to wrap up a couple of final things. Stick with us as they got some cool stuff to share at the very end. But
let's just hear from a couple of our users and we'll keep it moving.
Hello, my name is Quentin Kelly. I've been using Lead Champ for about 6 months now, and it has been an absolute game changer. I tell you, one of the biggest things that I had an issue with was keeping my people organized, but not just putting them in the CRM and knowing to follow up on them, but also being able to have the after sale activities. I've had more communication with my clients because of the emails, the texts, the postcards that go out to my clients, and them telling me how much they appreciate the information coming out to them.
And my favorite part about using LCP is the drip campaign. You see, I'm someone that gets in my own head. If I see that I've texted a lead several times, they've never responded, I'm going to let that one go. I'm going to keep moving. But Lead Champ Pro does that for me. They continue to text them. And there's been so many occasions where on that 14th or 15th text message, they finally respond. So I'm able to book the appointment, protect that family, and get that sale.
I've been selling life insurance for close to 5 months. And one thing that Lead Champ Pro has really helped me out with is the text reminders to clients. I would book appointments and I would forget to remind my clients about the appointments. And if I did, the reminder was just one text, if that. But with Lead Champ Pro, I'm able to send out close to 3 text reminders, one of which has my personal website on it that they can go on and just verify who I am before even hopping on the phone.
Hey guys, I'm Angie Coder from Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been using Lead Champ for 6 months, and the features on the CRM are like literally nothing you've ever seen. One of my favorites is the what happened buttons.
Sometimes it is kind of hard to keep up with certain leads that maybe you've lost track of or didn't show up, and having Lead Champ Pro to help you out with that has been a pretty big lifesaver for me.
Hi, this is Sheila Day, and I just want to give a shout out to Lead Champ Pro for their excellent client nurturing after the sale. Oftentimes after the sale, contact kind of goes by the wayside. With Lead Champ Pro, you have reminders for payments, annual reviews, emergency response networks, opportunities for referrals, additional information going to your clients about other products and opportunities that you provide. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Lead Champ Pro.
One of the things I most love about Lead Champ Pro is that I can walk to go grab my kid from school, and I don't have to worry about, if my clients are being taken care of or if I need to respond to something right away. The workflows and the automations and the AI just make it so simple in order to take care of.
Hey, Drake the broker here. July, this coming up year will be 2 years for me. I'm a LeadChamp Pro user because it takes time away from me doing logistics so that I can do what I do best, which is talking to clients on the phone. Thanks, LeadChamp.
What Kasha said, I don't know if I could mentally force myself to send 14, 15 text messages to something that didn't responded. But it's out of sight, out of mind. And I'm not the one having to judge myself texting. Is it worth typing this thing out to send to Betty one more time, and it's happening in the background? Then that's one of the coolest things that you guys have created.
100%. So we've got a little Discord channel. We have daily sales on Slack, all of that. You guys are familiar with the type of platform, but we call it the Good News channel. It's just where we share good news. So we'll share a little bit of good news with you guys. We'll breeze through it and we'll get to the summary of everything. So you can see we got David Pania here, $2,000 off IULE, Dylan Priest, big IUL, 2 big IULs and then a big rollover. Kasha here. Pablo Escobar, it says, patiently waiting for my appointment, brought her back onto the calendar. We've got Gabe here. At the bottom, it says scheduled on the 7th, 8th text message, game changer. Josh turned my no-show from a week ago into a new appointment. Dylan here, flood of ethos links. This is what I was alluding to earlier. So a bunch of people just were getting messaged the ethos link and it's showing him, hey, Greg and Gus and Kathy and Colleen clicked your ethos link. Follow up with them. Dawson found a small annuity due to a message that went out after the fact. Thanksgiving messages are going out. We've got clients that are saying happy Thanksgiving to you too. Somebody in a mortgage protection campaign, 10 text messages in, tried calling the leads on 3 separate occasions. Both came back to life when they were texted this flyer. Bill Murray, brought this guy back. Francesca put him in, and Pablo brought him back to life and reeled him back in. This one was never dialed, and the lead set the appointment via automation. Sheila, my first 3 leads came in from the emergency response network intro text. Great. Reached out to this person. She had a lot going on with her family, put her in the Not Now campaign, started to drip. Today, she finally responded saying she wanted mortgage protection. Quentin here got a second chance lead from corporate in the CRM, put it in, sent him a message and basically said, hey, Bob, this is Quentin. You had a policy with so-and-so back in the day with Americo that you were spending this much per month. I'm your new agent now, and I'm following back up because we saw your policy lapsed, and I'm here to get your policy back on the book. They responded to his second chance campaign, and he went ahead and he got a $1,700 policy right there from that. Kasha got an appointment from the postcards, so on and so forth. So we've got just dozens upon dozens upon dozens of testimonies that we can share, but we'll go ahead and we'll kind of summarize everything. So again, the what happened button. This is it. This is the big difference between us and everything else. This is how you disposition your leads and how you send professional information. One button, no tags, no drags, nothing for you to memorize, nothing for you to put together. The time saving, like Drake here saving hours and hours and hours a day with, Grady, what did Drake write last month?
100 over 100.
Over 100. So let's pretend, Grady, you wrote over 100 in the home back in the day. How much time would you or your staff have to take to put together phone calls, emails, brochures, folders for everything that Drake put in the books last month? Forever.
50 hours a week. It'd be insane.
So a couple minutes for each client. Click, 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 boom. They're all in the client pipeline. They're good to go. All he did was spend a couple minutes clicking the buttons, and they're going to get followed up 150 different times in the next year. There's never going to be a client that says, that Drake guy, he never called me. Because I remember when I was in the home, they're like, hey, that Jamie guy, he said he was going to call me. He never called me. That was me all day. So we created this, honestly, for me because I needed to protect myself from myself and my bad habits. So this just made me look better than I actually am. So that's the what happened button. The Verify My Underwriter website, again, your own personal credibility website. Verify your licenses and credentials, your carriers. People can self-book appointments here. I would say probably 25% of my appointments are self-booked. They come in, they go to my page, and they go book their own appointment, which is great. You've got the 4 personalized landing pages. You got Nat DiCarlo here, 3-time Hall of Fame producer, who uses this, helps them book more appointments, helps them look like a professional. Sending product info. We've got over 200 products that you can send, one-click send, professional templates, informational sites. Again, you know, I made this for me. We were not planning on offering this to anybody else, but I used to leave the folders and the brochures behind in the home, switched to telesales, took me hours to write professional follow-ups, to send them the attached documents, and then now I just press a button. I'm saving myself hours of work, look like a pro. Carrier resources. Get the logins, e-apps, underwriting guides, selling points. Kasha here used to have all my logins and links in a note in my phone. It was always stressful to figure out where to go with each carrier and each application. Carrier Quick Links has been a game changer for me. I have everything in one place. A real pause here for just a second. This is probably our favorite part of the whole system. I'm going to let Josh take on.
Yep. So right there it says book appointments hands-free with AI. So if you've ever had a system that had a workflow, you know what happens, right? Text message goes out, the person responds, and then you have to jump to it and, you know, get fancy with the keyboard and respond. But if you're in another appointment, you're like Dylan and you're at the grocery store, if you don't communicate with that person when they're ready to, even if you wait 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, they don't have their phone in the hand anymore, right? They're on to the next thing, and they might not respond back. And we dealt with that. And so we said, hey, we have to come up with, we all know AI. So we went out and developed an AI platform for Lead Champ Pro users. And so what that looks like is when they respond within 10 seconds, our AI hands-free appointment setter is going to respond to them and go ahead and book an appointment hands-free. And I'll go ahead and say, because I think it's on the slide, that in the last 4 weeks on my account, AI has set 64 appointments hands-free for me.
Oh, my
It's
God.
crazy. So real quick, I'll let Josh jump back in a second, but I just want to look at two different leads. So this is Bree, new IUL lead comes in. Hey, morning, afternoon, or evening. She says morning around 10 a.m. Will you be calling from this number because I have spam block on my phone, et cetera, et cetera. I want to hear more about the IUL. AI responds. Who knows what I was doing at this point in time? Great. How about 10 o'clock? I'll be calling from this number. I'll make sure to leave a message.
You were catching a baby.
I was probably catching a baby when this one got booked.
Okay, go ahead.
So leave a message if needed. Look forward to discussing IUL options with you. Can I confirm our appointment because you didn't answer? Yes, indeed. I'll save your number. AI then went into my calendars. The thing I showed you guys earlier where you click on the little calendar button here, click add, pulls up your calendar. The AI went into that calendar for me. It checked my availability, and it booked an appointment with her for 10 o'clock, sent her the reminder. She says, yes. Okay, look forward to talking to you then. She says, all right. For more information, check out more about IULs, gives her the reminders. I was catching a baby because Kasha took over this appointment here. She no-showed. This is great. So she no-showed. Then the AI followed back up. Hey, Bree, missed our appointment. Would love to reschedule. She says 1:27 at 1 p.m. Great. I'll note it down. Have a good day. All right, you as well. The AI went back in to my schedule and rebooked the appointment with Bree. And I never talked to Bree.
That's sick.
Which is wild. And then another example is Ronald here. What happened with Ronald, Josh? So he was getting dripped down for how long?
Months. So yeah, this was way back in October, November. He wasn't responding, so he was getting all the memes, all the messages. This was an IUL lead. Finally, I think if you scroll up from here, he starts asking questions, right? He starts asking about, you know, what's the guarantee with IULs? What's the interest rate with IULs? And you and I were on a Zoom meeting. We're sitting there talking, and I see my phone just like dancing on the table, and I'm like, should I jump in? Like, this guy's asking a lot of like serious questions about IULs, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to see what happens. And
so how much does it cost if I open one of these accounts? The cost to open an IUL account may vary based on your specific needs. I can provide more accurate information during our phone call. So the AI has a task. Their task is to book the appointment. So it's like, you know how we learned how to, you know, pivot in the home, acknowledge and pivot. It's like, yeah, I'm acknowledging, you know, what you have to say, but let's book the appointment. What time? What time? What time? Well, as soon as I get the money, I'll give you a call. You can reach me here. Look forward to our chat. Would you like to tentatively schedule a call for a specific time just to have it on the calendar? Can I open one with a couple $1,000s? Yes, with a couple $1,000, it's definitely possible for an IUL. Let's discuss the specifics. How about we set up a 15-minute appointment? It's really relentless. I'll be in school. No worries. How about we schedule a call for after your school hours? I have availability this Thursday. Can I start with less than $500? Starting with less than $500 can be discussed to see how it fits your goals. Let's find a time to talk about it. How about tomorrow, Thursday at 3:30? Is this like a life insurance policy when I die? Yes, it's a type of life insurance. So how much interest do I get on my money? The interest on your policy is tied to a stock market index, so it can vary. Let's set up a time to go over this in detail. How about tomorrow at 8:30? What's the risk? Is there a guarantee? Will I keep my money safe? IULs offer floor that protects your cash value from market losses, but gains are subject to caps. Let's discuss more in detail on our appointment. How about tomorrow? Have to do it later. I'll be at school. Understood. How about later tomorrow, Thursday, between 3 and 6:30? That sounds better. Okay, great. How about we set it for tomorrow at 3:30? That sounds all right. Okay, let me take a second to confirm that. Please prepare to have a pen handy and a good internet connection. One moment. Why do I need internet? So we can show you examples for you to view. Book the appointment. That's ridiculous. That was the first time I've ever seen that lead.
We would screw that up. We would all screw that up. AI is just that was incredible. That was incredible.
I'm impressed with that. Wow. Okay. All right, Josh, talk to us a little bit more about this, and we'll keep it moving.
Yeah. So again, it's going to respond within 10 seconds. It doesn't get an attitude. It doesn't get sassy, right? It's going to convert the time zone so you don't have to. So I'm in Georgia and Eastern time. If they're in California, they're 3 hours behind. It's going to do that for you. It doesn't forget to follow up. So they go, hey, hit me up in where were we? We're in January. Hit me up in March. I get a big bonus in March, right? It's gonna go ahead and tag it, put it on the calendar, and it's going to follow up for you in March, and you might not even know that's happening. So that's fantastic. So again, hands-free appointments is what it's at. And what we found, I'm like, we have pretty good, copy. We've written a lot of workflows and text and all the things that you've seen, but the fact that it responds within seconds of the person while they're on their phone, that's what we've seen our appointments go through the roof.
I want to also just make sure to throw this out there because I think this is important. The AI does not speak to the clients better than you or I would. They don't, but they respond in seconds, and I don't. Josh, what happens to you in church most Sundays before you had AI?
Well, I'll just say it this way. AI has saved my marriage because a lot of leads come in on the weekends, right? People are on their phones doing the things, and I would be sitting in church and my phone's buzzing and I'm trying to respond to people because that's when they're like, hey, I want an appointment or whatever else. And my wife's like hitting me and she's a state champ boxer. So it really hurt. And she's upset because I'm not paying attention. And so once we installed AI, now I get to focus. My wife is happier with me because I'm, being a good example for our family. And I get to walk out of church with like 4 appointments most Sundays.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think speed to lead is more important than the correct response, like the perfect response. Because we have agents who are like, I don't like the way the AI responded. I'm like, okay, I'm not really sure what to say, but they responded faster than you did. Like, I wish they would respond this way. We're not at that point. The AI is not sentient at this point. This isn't Skynet. Like, we don't want it to get there. It'll get better. V2 is coming. However, it responded in seconds. Well, they didn't respond how I wanted them to respond. But speed to lead. Like, Josh is risking his marriage in church because he understands the concept of speed to lead. So you have to understand, like, how would you rather them be responded? Like, so let's say leads come in. Dude, people are weird. People are sitting on their phone looking at Facebook ads at 1 a.m. And the AI responds and books the appointment. Like, I look at that and I go, okay, well, if I didn't respond, then I wait till 8 a.m. to finally respond. They were on their phone in that moment. If I could talk to them while they're on their phone and they have the highest intent, that's when I want to talk to them. That's when I want them to book the appointment, is when they were interested in the moment, not when I'm calling them 16 hours later, when I finally got to that lead in the batch, when it's finally time for dial time to finally book the appointment and they're busy. So it's right in front of you right there. So AI is a huge thing. So, I mean, again, just to toot the horn of this, there's 800 plus automations inside of this thing. We've touched on a dozen of them. 150 client touches in the first year, 5 years of drip, text messages, emails, postcards, AI hands-free appointment setting. We didn't even get to talk about missed payments. You get those annoying emails that you're like, oh, so-and-so, their policy is going to lapse. Do you call those people? I didn't. I let them lapse. My chargebacks sucked because of that. My missed payment feature probably saved me 4 or 5 policies in the last 3 weeks because I got that email. I had my assistant check my email because I'm still too lazy to even check it out of my email. So my assistant checked my email and she goes, okay, John Smith, his policy is going to lapse. She went and clicked the missed payment button. It sends John, hey, John, were you aware that your policy was about to lapse? He goes, no, I wasn't aware. And then she set up an appointment with this guy, changed his bank info, saved 4 or 5 policies for me, clicking the missed payment button. Payment reminders. Our clients get monthly emails with your payment is coming up in the next couple days. Client carrier logins. This is a big one because I think just clients, like, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to communicate with the carrier versus you. Are you my agent for life? Do you do everything for me? All of the clients get welcome packages for the specific carrier and product, being like, log in here to access your policy with this company. Here's how you check your IUL value with NLG. Hey, make sure you download the app. Oh, Mutual of Omaha, here's the client portal. So we're making sure they know how we're their agent, but they're communicating with the carrier. They have access to all of that. They can check their policy. It's not just with us. Annual review reminders, emergency response network. We're asking for referrals. If they go and they input a referral in, it's automatically going to text that referral. Hey, Grady, I sat down with Josh the other day and he mentioned that she wanted some life insurance, blah, 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 blah. Text is a little more fancy than that. But it texted on my behalf when Grady filled out the form saying he had a referral, which is great. Or I filled out the form on Grady's behalf. Children's policies, I have people all the time that reply the word child because one of our messages going out is talking about children's whole life and children's IULs. Get on the phone and talk about their kids. And, much, much more when it comes to this stuff. So anything to follow up here, Grady?
Well, I did what China, could you highlight what Sheila said?
AI booked me 4 appointments on this call. Let's go, Sheila.
That's incredible. So just, no, I mean, Jamie, let's tell them how to get it, because we've told them how great it is and it's freaking awesome. And I'm just so impressed with what you've done. I'm grateful you guys invested the time and money and a lot of money and a lot of time. And yes, to immediately to solve your business challenges, but at a greater to provide a solution to a problem that every agent has. I've yet to see a system like this or hold a candle to it. And the fact that you guys have put so much into this, I'm just grateful, man. So how do they get it? How fast can they get it? And where do they go to get it?
Of course. So everything's included. Like, we're throwing the kitchen sink at you guys. Like, here it is. Manage your leads, your book of business, increase your persistency, automated text, email, verify my underwriter profiles, appointment setting AI, customer concierge, logins, e-apps, missed payments, send the carrier info, the follow-ups with Think About It, the no-shows, reschedules, power dialer integrations are available. I saw some people asking in the chat. We use Kixie, and we can talk about that another time. We've got a link we can send anybody who wants that. Direct mail campaigns. So if you're still doing direct mail mortgage, we have the ability to do that too. Tag-free, drag-free system, weekly underwriter reminders, all included. Okay, so $297 a month is what we are charging because we have put in multiple six figures in investment here. Now, there are other CRMs out there, $97 a month, $147 a month. Josh, talk to us a little bit about everything that's included here.
Yeah, I mean, again, going back to what we started, a lot of those are, done with you. You got to go in, you have to customize it, you have to write copy, you have to hire their team to build stuff out for you. This is done for you, right? You sign up, you turn the key, you get in, you start driving, right? We're going to update it. We're going to maintain it for you. If we have new updates tomorrow, which we have a whole list of things that we're going to be updating over the next weeks and months, you're going to get all of them. So you don't have to worry about that to stay up on the latest technologies. And we do have a support team. So if you're like, hey, this isn't working, and I'm not sure what button to click, right? You can reach out to our support and, they're going to be there to answer your questions pretty much 6.5 days a week. And so again, you don't have to worry about the setup. When it comes to setting up your profiles and getting A2P approved and all the things, you just send your stuff to us and we'll take care of it for you. Done for you.
And of course, because it's FFL and it's Grady and this is our, we love FFL. This is our home. Coupon code FFL, $247 a month, leadchampro.com. I just want to make sure to reiterate here. Like, people go $247 a month. Well, the other guy over there is $97 a month. The other guy over there is $147 a month. I get it. We're probably the most expensive CRM in this ecosystem, no doubt about it. One policy, 2 policies pays for it for an entire year. I talked about how the missed payment button saved 4 policies this month. That's probably $5,000 in chargebacks that I avoid off of that one feature. If you have 10 think about it's a month, and we have a lot more than 10 think abouts a month. Let's say you have 10 think abouts a month, and one of them comes back each month. An average premium is $1,200. An extra $12,000 a year, $14,000 a year, whatever that number is. If that no-show that you've talked to over and over again. I have a guy who I think he's no-showed me like 13 times, and I just keep clicking the no-show button. If that guy ever buys, it's going to pay for this for the entire year. Dawson found a small annuity that paid for this for like 3 years. All it takes is one person where you squeeze the juice out of the leads to convert, to pay for itself. So it's big deal.
Yeah. It's
so all right, limited offer. So let's talk about this, Grady. So typically we charge for AI. AI is a whole complex beast to set up. Typically we charge $197 a month. For everyone who's here, we're giving it away. Everyone is going to get access to the AI appointment center for free. We use a great system, CloseBot. We're not afraid to tell people what we use. Fantastic. If you want to go to CloseBot and get it, it's like $3,000 a year. Okay, $3,000 a year just for the CloseBot for yourself, and you have to set up everything. We paid somebody a good chunk of change to build this AI for us, specifically for insurance. And you saw how relentless it was on appointment setting because we built it with that intent. That is its goal. Its goal is to set appointments. Its goal is to clear the schedule. It's not to have a conversation and be their friend, which a lot of these AIs out there are like, hey, how's your day going? How's the weather? Like, no, we're booking appointments. This is how I book appointments in real life. The AI is going to book appointments in a similar fashion. So we're giving that away for free for anybody who's here on this call. In the future, it's coming back at $197 a month add-on. So you've got that here for free today. And then, Josh, I'll let you talk a little bit about this. There's a couple people in the chat who talked about, can I transfer my leads from another CRM? Can I take my book of business and bring them in here? What's that all about?
Yep. And so, yeah, until Sunday, we have, we're offering anybody that signs up, we'll do a free transfer your book of business. So yes, if you have it in another GHL system, yes, we can very easily export those. Or if you have your clients on a Google Sheet, then basically there's a spot inside the system where you can request this, and basically, you know, it's going to transfer it to a very formulated platform that we've set up.
Why would we want to do this? Why would
they want to?
Yes. Why would they want to do this?
Right. Well, because right now, no matter where your leads are, right, they're not organized. You couldn't tell if you went to whatever your system was right now. You couldn't. If I said John Smith, you would have to like search for 10 minutes, 20 minutes to figure out where he's at, what carrier he has, what policy number he has. If I said, hey, Grady, how much is your book of business worth right now? You couldn't tell me. I can. And then John, that guy, if you're a Lead Champ Pro member, right, he's getting a payment reminder every single month, right? He's getting postcards. You're getting an annual review reminder, and so is John every single year, all the holidays, right? Everything to nurture that client, to get all the things that we said, John's getting. And then data integrity is a huge thing. We don't talk about this a lot, right? From a business building standpoint, this is probably something that you've had discussions with integrity, I imagine, Grady, is like, hey, where's your book of business? Where's your clients? How easy is it to get to? And if you can't do that, right, like it's just, the world's going to pass you by. And so
a simpler way to say it is not just the clients that I have today when I get signed up with Lead Champ Pro going forward, we'll get all the 150 client drips. Every client I've ever sold and have under my book of business, I can import into your system. And now from then on forward, we can nurture them, try to get referrals, ERS network, child policies, et cetera, and continue now to.
Yeah. So what ends up, just in a real basic way, what happens is you put in their info, their first name, last name, phone number, email, birthday, all the things, what carrier, what product, their monthly premium, effective date. It sends them a text and an email. Hey, Grady, this is Jamie. We met back on insert effective date and got you set up with a policy with insert carrier, insert product for insert this much per month. I just wanted to let you know that we migrated our phone systems at our office. This is the new number that you can text me at now. Look forward to chatting with you. Let me know if you have any questions.
And I do have to warn you that if you do this, if you have a couple hundred clients or more and you do this, you will be extremely busy for a period of 48 to 72 hours, taking all of the phone calls, text, and setting up the reviews for people reaching back out to you. I promise that.
Yeah, we had one guy, Dylan Priest, who he transferred over his book of business, and within a few hours, he had 20 annual review requests.
Sick.
Which is incredible. So normally we have a VA who goes in and does this all for you because it's very easy to screw up. There's a lot of custom fields to map. That might not mean a lot to a lot of you, but if you're a techie at all, it can get screwed up very, very fast when you're putting in all this custom information. Normally $500 we pay somebody to go ahead and get that taken care of, make sure it's done correctly. We drip them out over time and so on and so forth. So until Sunday, if you sign up, we'll go ahead and get that to you for free as well. So
awesome.
we're super excited about that. So just in general, complete LCP system, including the AI appointment setter, the book of business transfer, $247 a month, coupon code FFL. You can go to leadchamppro.com. Last thing I want to talk about, convention. So if you're coming to the Family First Life convention, come say hi. We are hosting an agent meetup right across the street from the Irving Convention Center. So if you were at convention last year, you literally walk out the door, walk across the street, try not to get hit by a car, don't jaywalk. Go over to, I think it is the Texican Hotel. The Two Mules Cantina is inside. So Mexican restaurant. We'll have like a little nacho bar and some other things there. You can come get a free notebook, a pen, etc. You want to come hang out, meet us, ask questions, etc. This isn't a sales presentation. It's literally just come hang out. Come hang out. There's going to be a cash bar. You get some chips and salsa. Have a good time. Grady might be a special guest, and we'd love to see you there.
Awesome. Yeah, screenshot this if you're on your phones or on your computer so you can remember and just remember.
And RSVP, because I want to make sure we don't run out of chips. At my wedding, we had chips and salsa. We ran out of chips, and I had to send someone to Costco in the middle of the wedding because we ran out of chips. So let us know if you're coming. I don't want to run out.
Awesome. Cool, guys. Well, this is all right. So this is awesome. Everybody, we apologize for the length, but clearly, it's a heavy call to go through. It's also, as I said at the top of the call, you're never going to be able to look at your business the same way again as I task my staff, or I hand write out thank you cards, or I type out emails, or I hand type out texts, especially the 14th or 15th, Kasha, to put myself in that position. This is a business game changer. If you're a top producer or a producer of some level who wants to get to the next level, I was blown away seeing this. I hope many of you, there's hundreds of you that stuck around this whole call to learn about this. And it's a testament to you wanting to grow your business and do better at it. And I'm so grateful to Jamie and Josh for the capital they invested, the time they invested, and the willingness to share. Because many agencies and many agency managers will go, no, I built this for my team. I'm going to give it to all my team. We're going to crush it. I'm not going to share with anybody, and it's got a little bit of a price point, but I mean, you sell 1-2 policies in a year, you're covering this whole thing. And it's, I'd be hard pressed if you're anywhere active in your business to not recoup that money 100 times this year, if not more. So Jamie,
Yeah,
Josh, final thoughts. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll send emails, we'll post links, but obviously Lead Champ Pro, code FFL.
Code FFL, go to the website. And obviously, if you're ready to go, let's go. If you want to see another demo where you can actually pause, this will obviously be recorded, cut up, etc. But there's another demo where we kind of take a little bit more time on some of the individual things. You can go request a demo, takes you to a little recording, fill something out, get on our calendar. We're happy to jump on Zoom with you, walk you through it. But leadchamppro.com.
Josh?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for having us, Grady, and look forward to working with everybody. And we'll be talking to anybody that reaches out very, very soon.
Yeah, come find us at convention. See you in Dallas.
That's right. Thank you, guys. And if you're still on here, you're committed to your future. Now commit to getting to convention. Come on. Appreciate you all. Grateful for you all. Talk more soon. Talk to you in a couple of weeks as we got convention. Jamie, Josh, again, thank you so much. Have an awesome day. China, thank you for your patience. Thank you, China, in the chat below if you could. And we'll see you soon, guys. Leadchamppro.com, code FFL. Talk soon. Bye for now.